What is up, everyone? Circon here, bringing you guys another replay in which we try and answer the question: is the KV-4 still worth playing, or is it even worth playing in the first place? So KV-4, most of you should know by now that it's not great, right? And it's one of those things that I have to free mark, and it's going really fast because the requirements are super low. So you know, even if you do like 2000 damage, your gun mark's gonna fly up basically. And I think we're still below 30 games played, and we're almost at the second mark. So it's pretty ridiculous how fast it's going. And I'm actually doing fairly well with this tank, and this is one of the replays I just picked out of the the Friday stream, basically. But yeah, KV-4, heavy tank, it's Russian, and it doesn't have the 122, it has a 107mm, 320 alpha, 227 base pen, which is fine, and then 320 damage with 289 pen, and we have 62 pen and 420 HE damage. So finally, at least it's not another KV-4, at least it's not a KV-4, at least it's not another 122mm cannon Russian heavy, like most of them, almost all of them are, starting at tier 7, basically. And yeah, you'll see, like, I loaded APCR here thinking I would see some kind of heavy. Obviously, we don't need it for an STA2. But yeah, the APCR on this just makes it really gnarly because you have really good pen, right? You have a lot more pen than most of the tier 8 heavies. It's kind of like a needle gun, right? You still have 320 alpha though, so that's great. We high roll to STA2. Here's the biggest problem though, is that the KV-4, the cheeks, so right there, is 180 millimeters. 180. The top mini turret that we lovingly started calling Mini Steve is also 180. Your lower plate at this angle, straight on, also 180. Which is why it does okay against tier 6s and some tier 7s, but anything that has more than 180 pen will shoot through you like it's nobody's business. So that's a huge problem because you're a big ass tank. You can't really go fast either. The top speed of this is 30. And yeah, so yeah, you will bounce things like the stock 416 with 250 alpha, so we know it's stock. So yeah, side scraping, you can kind of get away with side scraping, or you definitely can because it's 150 side armor. But the problem is, again, so you have a nice shot there. I don't know with the 53 TP wanted to run away. With 150 side armor on your hull, you can side scrape, but the problem is that the moment you show any bit of your turret, you're gonna get pinned. So it doesn't really do a good job there either. But it is possible. If people are actually willing to shoot you, it's hard to overmatch that 150 millimeters. The cheeks, like if you get hit here, this is really good. If it's angled, like this is super well angled, of course, so you will bounce shots there. But more often than not, you will just get pinned for days. And the best thing you can hope for is just to make your enemies try and shoot your tracks. Or like even the mini turret is a bit more weird angles as well. But yeah, it's really not great. And with the 320 alpha, you're not really going to out-trade a lot of heavies either, even at tier 8, because a lot of them will be the 390 kind or even higher, such as the Defender, or the Polish tank and the Polish heavy. But a lot of mediums you can out-trade, which is kind of nice. The base TPM of this is also just below 2k, so that's before cruise skills, which is it's decent, you know. So this was some timing, by the way. I was waiting for the 53 TP the whole time, and then he shows up just when I'm not looking, and now he's like, okay, see you later, I guess. I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to fight the guys to my left, and then the ISUK shows up, a really high base bed. Oh, and that one ran right on the right cheek at the extreme angles. That's the only reason we bounced that. So that was really lucky, of course. And you know, in Emerald tanks, you need a bit of luck. Right, so super lucky bounce there. Yeah, that thing has like 180 pen, 189 pen, the premium. So yeah, and here he does a really silly peek. That's a really easy shot for me. And now with a high roll, he's a one shot. So I'm actually gonna risk it. as you'll see right now. Whoop, but poop. Oh, okay. And then he gets hearted and still dies, so... Yeah, take care of the ISU. Didn't lose any health yet, and we're now over 3k damage. But this is... I haven't even talked about what annoys me the most about this tank, okay? With all of these drawbacks I just told you guys. I haven't even told you guys the most annoying thing about the KV-4. This, arguably super heavy, right? It goes 30 kilometers an hour. It's supposed to be heavily armored. Has 350 base fuel range on the top turret. That is damn near criminal. If you take a look at the more modern super heavies, such as the Japanese, the Oni, I think it's at tier 8, and especially the VKP of the Germans, they start with like 400 base fuel range. And a lot of super heavies have a lot of base fuel range. And the KV-4 is just left in the dust of 2012. It's insane. 350 base fuel range means you need BIA, both fuel range skills, optics, and ventilation to get to good fuel range. So you have to forego vert snaps. That is absolutely insane, and an even bigger handicap on a tank that's already really bad. So, pretty crazy. And I already know... Oh, I got unlucky there. I loaded HE so I can kill him through the turret maybe, but then he just peeked really dumb there. So, a bit unlucky, but it is what it is. We got lucky as well with ISU, so it evens out, I guess. But yeah, doesn't mean you can have decent games with this tank. Of course, you can have decent games with just about anything that isn't a stew or a meal. No, I was like, you can have good games with almost everything, and obviously you'll have good games with this as well. But the moment you face anything that's competent or just higher tier will completely negate you. This thing doesn't even have armor against its own tier, let alone tier 9s and 10s. Like, it's crazy. I don't know what he was thinking, by the way. I loaded HE for the Scorpions, but I knew that the type was on low health as well, so there you go. And now we're just Scorpion hunting with HE. So I've had really good games in it. Gun marks is flying by because it's an awful tank, and if you do well on it, the gun marks keep flying up. So for gun marks, it's really easy, but for just about anything else, it is awful. And funnily enough, though, the tier 9 that comes after this is a really good tank. I truly think that the SD1, which is the tank that comes right after this, is actually really good. And then the IS4 obviously isn't. But the SD1 is actually pretty damn good for a tier 9 heavy. And you don't see it too much because you have to grind this piece of shit. So yeah, overall, really good game here, of course. Almost 5,000 damage. We're smacking some Scorpions. And the gun itself, it can definitely misbehave. But it's okay. I didn't mind the gun that much. And I switched to a third steps and improved optics. You still have 445 fuel range with this tank. And again, you have to have a really good crew. If you don't, you're gonna be so blind. And we even get the kill in artillery there. So yeah, KV-4. You know, we had a sarcastic nickname for this tank, which was the KV Fortress, because this thing was never a fortress. And guess what? 8 years down the line, where it has received literally 0 buffs, it's still really bad. Can you have good games in it like this one? Yeah. Yeah, you definitely can, even in a tier 8 only game. But yeah, let me just talk you through because you guys probably want to see the post game. Let me know in the comments if you guys are really interested in post games all the time or not. But yeah, post game would look like this. It's an ace, unsurprisingly, with over 5,000 damage on a KV-4. Yeah, 1,500 base XP, 3 kills. We made 25k credits, and yeah. Overall, a pretty sweet game, but to say that this KV-4, if we take a look at the stats here on Thanks to GG, is any good? Not really. Oh, and another nice thing, it only has 6 degrees of gun depression. You'd think it would have more to help out with the Mini Steve. But yeah, 350 base range, only 6 degrees of gun depression, 30 top speed, power to weight is bad, tank to first is bad. The only real, like, the gun is okay. The gun is okay. And the side armor is okay. And that's about it. Like, it is, yeah. It's a pretty special tank. At least it leads to something that's good, but then the tier 10 isn't really that good. It's playable, but that's about it, right? IS-4 is more playable than the KV-4, that's for sure. But yeah, the KV-4. Definitely not recommend playing this for fun, in case anybody was thinking about that. But yeah, we're having some weird games with this. I've never had so many draw games as I've had with the KV-4. I think in one night we had 4 draws where timers run out, because you can carry in this thing, but if it's a big map, good luck, because you can't get anywhere quick enough. So I think I had a streak where in 4 games I lost 1 and I had 3 draws. That is insane. I've never had that with any tank ever before. So yeah, KV-4. Definitely not worth getting. I don't even think it's worth getting the SD1 anymore. Not because the SD1 is a good tank, but because the grind towards it is just so painful. So yeah, that's the KV-4 in 2020. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot for hanging out. See you later.